Hello everybody, this is 5 Star, glad to be back. Hey, I miss you too. As we all know, today is a very, very historical day. It is very rare that one gets to live in the midst of history. We read so many history or stories of history. It is very rare that we get to live in the midst, right in the midst of history. And we see history being made over in Egypt today. History is being made over in Egypt today. And I'm so happy. I'm sappy. So happy. So happy. Okay? And for all those that are in Egypt, you know, it makes me want to sing. And here's a little chant that I have for you. Don't be afraid. Allahu Akbar. Today is your day. Allahu Akbar. Get them rats out of town. Allahu Akbar. Bring your children around. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. That's the bottom line. And that is going to lead us into what I'm going to talk about tonight, which is quite simply the changes that we are now beginning to see happening around the world. I say to you that the changes we see in the Arab world won't stop in the Arab world. We're going to see that all throughout the world. Why? God is on the scene. God is on the scene. And we see, we must give thanks to God for the recent events we see happening in the Arab world. And we also have to acknowledge the fact that it is God in the presence of the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama. Don't kill me. I didn't say Barack Obama was God. I said that today we have to acknowledge, and I hope that the Arabs acknowledge, that Allah is in the presence of Barack Obama. I don't care what you call him, Jesus, Jehovah, he is now on the scene in America. God, and we all, even Americans, need to rejoice, has not left America. God has not left America because he is in the presence of Barack Obama. Now, I say this, and I used to hear this some time ago by a organization called the Nation of Islam, when they used to always say that Allah revealed himself in the presence of, or in the person of, Master Farad Muhammad. And I could never get that, but now I understand completely that it is up to us to recognize when God has decided to act in and from within certain individuals in certain dispensations of time, so that we can grab hold of that and do the right thing so we can get the results that Allah or God, whomever you want to call him, wants us all to get. Okay? It's very simple. I remember as a young boy, struggling in high school, around the 10th grade, I met Miss Graham. I fiddled around in the class. She said, "Boy, you got a mind." And you know, that had never occurred to me that maybe I had a mind. And she said, "What you gonna do after high school?" I said, "Go in the military." She said, "Boy, you ought to go to college." And so it was at that day, during that hour, during that year, my 10th year of high school, that God, in the person of Miss Graham, spoke to me. And by speaking to me, he saved me. Because I was the first person in my family, and to this day, the only, to get a college degree. From the 10th to the 12th, I made the honor roll. Went into the military, second in my class. Got out of the military, went to your little junior college, #1 student at the college. 1 out of 34 in the 34 colleges and universities in the state system in Georgia. Got a plaque from the Senate. Graduated in the top 20% of my class. Now, I don't say that to brag. I tell you this right now tonight, because none of these awards are up in my house. They're all in the box. My children have seen them, but I don't glorify them at all. All I did was glorify God by recognizing him speaking to me in the person of Miss Graham. And by not squandering that and believing that that was God, I was able to achieve those things. Nothing to brag about at all. I'm nothing. Nothing. It all goes to God, man. So it is today that we see God again on the scene. He's now in the person of Barack Obama. And this is not to inflate Barack Obama's standing or to say to you, you now need to worship Barack Obama. Far from the truth. Understand that now God is using Barack Obama to affect a positive change around the world. I'm going to say this again. God is now using Barack Obama to affect a positive change around the world. How long have the Arabs been oppressed? Almost every Arab society over there has a monarchy. And we're not going to stop at Egypt. We got to go into Saudi Arabia. We all know the history of the House of Saud. You just bribe the people a little bit more than those in Egypt. But they're still not free. Where in the Quran does it say to set up societies to govern human beings with a man sitting at the head as a monarch? Show me the Quran. Comment on it. Prove me wrong then. So we're not just stopping at Egypt. We're going all over the Arab world. Iran, some people say you guys aren't even Arab. I know you're part of, you know, the Persian Empire. I understand all that. But wherever, it's not just in the Arab world, but wherever there is tyranny, I understand that while Barack Obama is on the scene today, that God is going to, and we don't have to lift a finger. Like I told you earlier, we've already given you the key. Non-violent change. In your mind and in your heart. Demand. And so let's not stop that with the military, because a true democratic society doesn't have a military at its head. The American society perfected democracy in the sense that it understood and had learned the lessons of millions of years of human history. That is why the military answers to a civilian authority. That's how it's supposed to be. The military has to answer to a civilian who answers to the people. So let's not be hoodwinked. Let's not stop. Y'all had better keep it going. And may God bless you. And remember, I love you. Love yourself. And 5 Star always loves you more.